Welcome, welcome, and thanks for tuning in for another deep dive. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on something that's, well, absolutely essential in every single home.
Uh,
But it's often totally invisible and, let's be honest, kind of a mystery. Your plumbing system.
that's right.
Get ready to finally understand the pipes, the pressure, all that clever design that, keeps your home running.
Yeah, absolutely. And, as Pat the plumber, I've spent, 3 decades working with these systems. And I can tell you, most people use their plumbing, I don't know, countless times a day
Oh.
without even thinking about it.
Oh, completely. Yeah.
So our goal today really is to help you feel a bit more confident, informed, maybe even a little impressed by that hidden network inside your walls.
I like that hidden
It
network.
really is like your home's circulatory system. It carries the lifeblood, the water.
Yeah, hidden circulatory system. That's a great way to put it. So, okay, let's start big picture. How do we even begin to wrap our heads around how water gets in and, gets out?
Okay, well, let's try and simplify it. Think of your home's plumbing like two totally separate road networks
Right.
in a busy city. Each one has its own specific job.
Okay, two roads.
Exactly. First, you've got what we call the supply system. That's your, let's say, freshwater highway. It's all about bringing clean, pressurized water into your home, ready to use.
Okay, so that's like from the street right up to my kitchen sink.
Precisely. Yep. And then completely separate from that supply system, you have the drain waste vent system. We usually just call it DWV.
DWV. Got it.
And that is your wastewater exit ramp. Its whole job is just to safely carry all the dirty water and, well, waste out of your home.
Okay.
And here's the really crucial difference. The supply system, that's all about water being pushed under pressure, right?
Uh-huh.
But the DWV system, it relies almost entirely on, good old gravity.
Gravity. Okay, that paints a really clear picture right away. Just a downhill slide for all the wastewater.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right, so let's start with that freshwater highway then. How does water actually get into our homes? What's that journey like?
Right. So treated water, which is already under quite a bit of pressure, enters your home. For most folks listening, that's coming straight from the city main.
Okay.
But if you're maybe out in the country, you might have a well. In that case, you'll have a well pump that's creating all that pressure you need.
And what about that pressure? Because, sometimes my shower feels like it could peel paint, and other times it's kind of weak. What's going on there?
Yeah, that's a good observation. It varies.
Mm-hmm.
Think of your home's water pressure, kind of like blood pressure in your body.
Okay.
It's the force pushing the water through the pipes. Now, water coming from the city mains, it can often be really high, sometimes like 110, 150 psi, which is actually too high for your house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So a lot of homes have what's called a pressure-reducing valve, or PRV, right where the water comes in. Its job is just to knock that pressure down to a safer level, usually around, say, 40, 50 psi. Protects your pipes, your fixtures, everything.
Ah, so it's like a gatekeeper for the pressure. That makes sense. What's the very first thing the water hits when it crosses onto my property?
Typically, the first stop is your water meter.
Yes.
It's usually in a box near the curb or sometimes in your basement or crawl space.
Right.
That little device just, tracks how much water that's how the city bills you.
Okay.
Then, immediately after the meter, or sometimes right before it on street side, you'll find the main shutoff valve. And I cannot stress this enough. Everyone should know where this valve is in their home.
Okay. Why is it so critical?
Because it's your home's master emergency stop button for all the water. If you ever have a pipe burst or a major leak or you need to do some serious plumbing work, finding and turning off this valve fast can save you from, well, a huge mess and thousands in damage. It's your plumbing superpower, really.
That's fantastic advice. Find that valve. Okay, so water's past the meter, past the main shutoff. How does it branch out to get to the kitchen, the bathrooms, everywhere else?
Right, so once it's past that main shutoff, the main supply line splits. It's pretty clever.
Yeah.
One path goes directly to supply cold water to all the fixtures and appliances that, well, don't need hot water.
Like toilets.
Exactly. Toilets, your outside hose spigots, maybe the dishwasher, washing machine, places where cold is just fine. These pipes, they usually run pretty straight, maybe a slight slope downwards to help things flow.
Okay. And the hot water, where does that come from? Does it just branch off later?
Nope, not directly.
Yeah.
The other main path coming off that split goes straight to your water heater.
Ah, okay. The source.
Right. And then from the water heater, a whole separate set of pipes carries that nice hot water to all the places that need it. Your sinks, showers, bathtubs. It's a dedicated hot water delivery network.
Gotcha. Now, I've definitely seen different kinds of pipes in houses. Some older places have like dull gray or greenish metal pipes, and newer homes seem to have copper or even those flexible plastic ones.
Yeah, you're seeing plumbing history right there. Those older, dull gray pipes. That's likely galvanized iron. Used a lot, before the 60s. Durable for its time, but it corrodes on the inside over years. Builds up minerals.
And that restricts the flow.
Exactly. Reduces pressure. Can even make the water taste funny. Then, for decades, copper was king. Still is in many ways. It's rigid, super durable, lasts 50 years, maybe more.
Wow.
Yeah. But it can be more expensive to install. And because it's rigid, you need more fittings, more connections. Sometimes you get a bit more noise from the water flowing.
And the plastic. A PIX, is that what it's called?
Yep, PIX stands for cross-linked polyethylene. It's that flexible plastic tubing, often red for hot and blue for cold. It's really changed the game in residential plumbing.
How so?
Well, it's generally cheaper than copper.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's flexible, installations are way faster, easier. You need fewer fittings, fewer connections.
Fewer places to leak, maybe.
Potentially, yeah. And here's a neat thing. PEX can expand and contract a bit. That actually makes it more resistant to bursting if the water inside freezes, compared to rigid pipes like copper or iron.
Oh, that's a big plus, especially in colder climates. How long does PEX last?
Generally, you're looking at a lifespan of maybe 25 to 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, both copper and PEX are great materials. The choice often comes down to budget, the specific job, maybe plumber preference.
Interesting. Okay, so we've got the pipes figured out. When I turn on a faucet, how does it actually work? How does it know hot or cold, and why is the water just there instantly?
Yeah, it feels instant, right?
Here.
That's because the pipes inside your house are always full of water. And that water is constantly under pressure from the supply line. It's pushed right up against a little closed valve inside your faucet.
Okay.
So you turn the handle, whether you've got two handles, one hot, one cold, or just a single lever.
Yeah.
You're simply opening that internal valve. The water's right there, waiting under pressure. Boom, it flows out. And with a single handle faucet, moving it side to side, mixes the hot and cold water, and then moving it up or down controls how much water comes out, the flow rate.
That makes total sense. It was always like magic before.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of hot water, let's talk about the unsung hero of warm showers, the water heater. What's its basic job?
Its job is beautifully simple, really, but totally essential. Take cold water, heat it up. But how it does that can vary quite a bit, and it really impacts your energy bills.
Right. I mostly know the big ones, the big tanks. That's what most people have or used to have.
Yeah, those are your classic tank-style water heaters. Think of them like giant insulated kettles. They store a set amount of hot water, maybe 30, 40, 50 gallons, could be more.
Okay.
And inside, there's either an electric heating element or a gas burner that keeps that water hot, or tries to, 24/7. So it's ready when you need it.
Keeping water hot all the time, even when I'm sleeping or at work, that sounds kind of wasteful.
You absolutely hit on their main downside. Keeping all that water hot when you're not using it leads to what we call standby heat loss. It's just wasted energy. They're reliable, sure, they're workhorses, and they typically last, 10 to 15 years.
Okay.
But that energy inefficiency, that's a big reason why tankless water heaters, sometimes called on-demand heaters, have gotten so popular.
Right, the on-demand ones. How do they work if there's no tank? Where does the hot water come from?
They're much smaller units, often just mounted on a wall. They don't store any hot water, zero. Instead, when you turn on a hot water tap somewhere in the house,
Yeah.
cold water flows through the tankless unit, and a powerful gas burner or electric element fires up instantly and heats the water as it passes through.
Wow, instantly.
Pretty much instantly, yeah. They heat it on demand. They can usually deliver, say, 2 to 5 gallons of hot water per minute, maybe more depending on the model. Enough for a shower or running a dishwasher.
So what's the big benefit for me, the homeowner? Is it mainly the energy savings?
That's a huge part of it. The so what for you is pretty significant. Because they only heat water when you need it, the U.S. Department of Energy estimates you could save, maybe a few $100s a year on energy costs compared to a tank heater.
That's substantial.
It really is. Plus, you get continuous hot water you literally can't run out, unlike with a tank. And they tend to last longer, too, often 20 years or more.
Continuous hot water.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Are there any other, cool new technologies related to hot water, things that make it even better?
Oh, yeah, definitely. One thing that tackles that annoying wait for hot water at the faucet.
Ugh, I hate that.
Right, wasting all that water down the drain. There are hot water recirculation pumps. These little pumps basically circulate a tiny bit of hot water through your pipes continuously, or on a timer. So hot water is right there instantly when you turn on the tap.
Oh, so that's how some places have instant hot water.
That's the trick.
Yeah,
Saves water, saves time. You can add them to both tank and tankless systems usually.
interesting. Anything else? Well, then you're getting into smart water heaters. You can control these from your phone, set schedules, turn it off if you go on vacation. Some can even learn your habits.
Learn my habits. Like how?
Yeah, they figure out when you typically use hot water and optimize the heating schedule. So they might not heat water in the middle of the night or when it knows everyone's usually out of the house. It's all about squeezing out more efficiency and convenience.
Very cool. Okay, so that covers the supply side, getting water in and heating it. Now, let's flip to the other side. The drain waste vent system, the DWV. You said it uses gravity. What else do we need to know about getting wastewater out?
Right. The big thing to remember, like you said, is gravity is king here. Unlike the supply side with all its pressure, the DWV system relies entirely on water flowing downhill. That's why the drain pipes are larger, usually like 1.5 inches up to 4 inches in diameter, and they have to be installed with a specific downward slope.
Okay, slope is key.
Absolutely crucial. And then there are a couple of really clever, vital components in this system. The first one you probably see every day, the P-trap.
Yeah, the U-shaped pipe under the sink. What's so special about that little bend?
It looks simple,
Right.
but that P-trap is incredibly important. It's under every sink, shower, tub, floor drain. Its genius is that it holds a small amount of water,
Huh?
creating a seal.
A water seal.
Exactly, a
Yeah.
water seal. And that seal physically blocks sewer gases which smell awful and can actually be dangerous from coming up through your drains and into your house.
Whoa. Okay, so without that little U-bend full of water.
Your house would stink
Yeah.
and potentially be unhealthy.
Hmm.
Take methane, hydrogen sulfide, nasty stuff. So that simple P-trap, it's a critical safety feature, keeps your home safe and, smelling okay.
That's amazing. Such a simple thing, doing such a big job. Okay, what about those pipes I see sticking out of the roof? Are those part of the DWV? The vents?
Yes, those are the vent pipes, and they are just as crucial as the drains and the P-traps. They're connected to the drain pipes inside your walls, and they run up and out through the roof.
Okay, what do they do? Why vent the drains?
Well, think about pouring soda out of a bottle. If you just tip it over, it glugs and pours slowly. Right?
Yeah, glug, glug, glug.
Right. Because air needs to get in to replace the liquid coming out. Your drain system is the same way. As water flows down the drain pipes, it pushes air out of the way. The vent pipes allow fresh air to be drawn into the system behind the flowing water.
Ah, to replace the air being pushed out?
Exactly. This does two things. One, it regulates the air pressure, preventing suction that could actually siphon the water right out of your P-traps, breaking that important seal.
Oh, and letting sewer gas in.
Precisely. And two, it allows the wastewater to flow smoothly and quickly down the drains. Without vents, your drains would gurgle, run slow, maybe even stop draining altogether. Plus, they safely vent any lingering odors out through the roof, away from your living space.
That makes perfect sense now. It's like giving the drain system room to breathe. So what are the signs that maybe my vent pipe is clogged? Like leaves or a bird's nest or something?
That's a really good question, because vent clogs can cause weird problems. If your drains are making loud gurgling noises when water goes down,
Okay.
or if multiple drains in your house seem slow all of a sudden. Another sign can be empty toilet bowls. The water gets siphoned out because the vent isn't working right.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely, if you start smelling sewer gas inside your house, it's a big red flag that could point to a P-trap issue or a venting problem.
Gurgling, slow drains, weird smells.
Got it. Okay, super helpful.
Yeah.
Let's move to the things we interact with every day. The fixtures, toilets, sinks, showers. How do they fit into all this?
Right. The endpoints. Let's
Yeah.
start with toilets. Basic operation is pretty clever. You push the handle, water rushes from the tank into the bowl,
Hmm?
and that rush of water creates a siphon effect in the built-in trapway of the toilet, pulling the waste down and out into the drain pipe.
Okay, simple enough. Are there different kinds? Oh yeah. Most common are gravity-assisted toilets.
Yeah.
Just like it sounds, gravity does the work, pulling water down from the tank.
Hmm.
Modern ones are pretty efficient, usually 1.6 gallons per flush or even less.
I've heard of pressure-assisted ones, too. Are they better?
They can be more powerful. Pressure-assisted toilets use compressed air, sometimes from the water pressure itself, to force water into the bowl for a more vigorous flush.
Hmm.
You often find them in commercial buildings, but some homes have them. They can be a bit louder, though.
Okay.
And then a great water-saving option is the dual flush toilet. You've probably seen them. 2 buttons on top.
Yeah, one small, one big.
Right. A light flush for liquids, using less water, and a full flush for solids, Saves a good amount of water over time.
Makes sense. And what about those really fancy smart toilets? What's the deal with those?
Huh. Yeah, they've come a long way. Smart toilets can have features like automatic lids that open and close, automatic flushing, heated seats, built-in bidets for cleansing,
Hmm.
even night lights. It's all about comfort, convenience, hygiene, and often they incorporate water-saving features too. And just to mention it, for ultimate water savings, you sometimes see waterless urinals. They use a special liquid sealant instead of water. Pretty neat technology, mostly in commercial spots though.
Fascinating. Okay, what about sinks? Kitchen, bathroom, they seem pretty basic.
They are pretty straightforward. You've got the basin, the faucet delivering hot and cold water, and the drain connected to the P-trap, and then the DWV system. Kitchen faucets these days often have single handles, pull-out sprayers, stuff like that.
Yeah, very handy.
Bathroom faucets come in different styles too. Sometimes it's all one piece, the single body type, or widespread, where the handles and the spout are separate pieces on the countertop.
Okay. Now, you mentioned earlier, like, my kitchen faucet has started dripping. Is that a big deal? Does it mean the whole thing is shot?
Oh, not usually, no. A dripping faucet is super common. Annoying, yes, and it definitely wastes water over time. But it's almost always just a small internal part that's worn out, like a rubber washer or a gasket or maybe an O-ring. Constant water pressure just wears them down.
So fixable.
Absolutely fixable. And the good news is, faucets are designed so those little parts can be replaced fairly easily, which actually leads us nicely into what kind of things can you, the homeowner, tackle yourself, and when should you definitely call a pro?
Perfect. Yeah, let's talk about that. What are some basic plumbing things homeowners can actually do themselves? Give us some confidence.
Okay? There are definitely things you can handle. That leaky faucet, that's a prime example. Replacing a washer or an O-ring is a great first DIY plumbing project. The absolute first step, always.
Shut off the water.
You got it. Shut off the water supply to that faucet. Look for little valves under the sink, usually one for hot, one for cold. Turn those off. If you can't find them or they don't work, then yeah, use the main shutoff for the whole house.
Okay. What else?
Adjusting your water heater temperature. That's usually pretty straightforward. Just follow the instructions and safety warnings for your model. You can save energy and make things more comfortable. Maybe dealing with very minor pipe leaks, like right at a joint. Sometimes plumber's tape or even a temporary patch kit can hold it until you get a proper fix.
Okay, that sounds manageable. What about clogs? Everyone gets clogs.
Oh, absolutely. Clearing clogged drains is practically a homeowner rite of passage. Your first weapon is usually a plunger,
Right.
and make sure you're using the right kind. A standard cup plunger is good for sinks and tubs. For
Mhm.
toilets, you really want a flanged plunger, the one with the extra flap. It seals much better in the toilet bowl.
Ah, okay. Good tip.
If plunging doesn't work, the next step up is often a hand auger, or what most people call a snake. You can feed it down the drain sometimes. You need to remove the P-trap under a sink first to break up or pull out the clog.
Okay, I've seen those.
Yeah. And remember those vent pipe clogs we talked about. If you're comfortable and safe working on your roof, sometimes you can clear leaves or debris from the top of the vent pipe with a snake or even a garden hose. But please be super careful up there. Ladders and roofs can be dangerous.
Definitely safety first. Okay, so after trying the plunger or the snake, when do I throw in the towel and call a professional plumber? What are the big signs?
This is really important to know. Knowing when to call for help prevents small problems from becoming huge, expensive disasters. Top of the list. Frozen pipes. If you think your pipes are frozen, or if one has burst because of freezing, do not try to thaw it yourself with like a blowtorch or something crazy.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah, seriously. Big risk of fire or
Hmm.
making the break worse. Call a professional plumber immediately. They have safe ways to thaw pipes.
Okay. Frozen pipes, call a pro. Got it. What else?
Well, if you've tried fixing a leak and it's still leaking, or if
Oh.
you have a pipe that's clearly broken or cracked, more than just a little drip at a joint, it's time. Pros have tools for leak detection too, finding hidden leaks you can't see. And if your auger isn't clearing a clog, especially if multiple fixtures are backing up, the problem might be deeper down, like in the main drain line going out to the street, or the main waste vent stack inside your walls.
How would I know if it's that deep?
Sometimes when you pull the auger back, you might see stuff on the end you shouldn't, like tree roots, or even dirt, which could mean the pipe outside has collapsed. Those are definite signs you need a pro with heavier equipment, maybe even a camera to inspect the pipe.
Tree roots. Wow. Okay. What about big jobs like renovations or installing new stuff?
Yeah, generally leave the big stuff to the pros. Anything involving new gas lines for appliances absolutely requires a licensed plumber. It's regulated for safety. replacing large sections of drain or supply pipes, installing complex fixtures like whirlpool tubs, bidets, tankless water heaters usually. Those are pro jobs.
Makes sense.
And even installing some of that new smart plumbing technology, like whole house leak detectors or fancy filtration systems. Professional installation ensures it's done right, integrates properly, and meets code. Peace of mind is worth it there.
This has been fantastic. Honestly, you've really demystified this whole hidden world. I feel like I actually understand what's going on behind the walls now.
Oh, I'm glad. It was my pleasure. We've kind of walked through the whole system, haven't we?
Yeah.
From the fresh water coming in under pressure
Yeah,
to how we heat it, and then how the wastewater makes its exit using gravity and those clever P-traps and vents. Just knowing the basics, it really does help you understand your home on a whole new level. Gives you a bit more appreciation for it, maybe.
totally. And so what? The takeaway for everyone listening, it's really practical, isn't it? It's about saving water, saving energy, hopefully preventing some expensive damage,
Right.
and just feeling more confident, knowing, okay, I can probably handle this drip or nope, this gurgling sewer smell. Time to call the cavalry.
Exactly. That's the goal.
Yep.
So, the next time you turn on a faucet, flush the toilet, step to the shower, maybe take just a second. Think about not just the water, but that whole invisible network, that ingenious system working quietly behind the scenes to make it happen. It's pretty complex, pretty amazing when you stop to consider it. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other seemingly simple systems in your house are doing incredible complex work that maybe you've never really thought about before?